Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. We are smack in the middle of a week here, and I hope that the start of your week has been amazing and that the rest of the week is going to be amazing as well. If you haven't had the greatest start of the week, I encourage you to stick around. We're going to raise your level of joy today, and then the rest of your week will be fantastic. And if you already started with a great week, it's only going to get better. So, either way, you can't win with being with us here today. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and this is Project Joy Live. It's your triple shot of good vibes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. It is Wednesday, which means I have a fabulous co-host today. Miss Olivia Ambani is here, and we've got a lot of goodness happening for you. So let's talk about it now in the Morning Brew. Let me know where you're joining from this morning and what is bringing you joy today. I have my teddy bear at work today. We're going to talk about why here in a few minutes because we have to talk about national days today. Just a couple I want to mention that I thought were super cool this morning. As I mentioned as well, we have Olivia Ambani here, and the title says Joy in Affirmation. But what we're going to be talking about today is being affirmed by other people. We're going to talk about friendship, which you guys know is top of mind for me right now with the friendship paradox coming out in less than 2 months. I'm not going to go into heart palpitations here in just a moment. The time is going by so quickly. We were just talking about that before the show. Does anybody else feel like the time is going super, like Zoom, super fast lately? Anybody else feel like that? Let me know. And so I guess maybe what's bringing me joy today is being in awareness of that. I don't know. I don't necessarily like it, but I think if we're aware of it, we can cherish. I think being aware of the time going quickly can help us cherish more of the moments in the present. I think that's really important. So that'll be what's bringing me joy today. Also, man, I just love the weather this time of year. It is so cool and breezy here in Connecticut, and I can breathe outside. It's not too hot anymore. It's my favorite thing. And I am obsessed right now because all the leaves are changing here in New England, and it's my favorite thing this time of year. All the leaves are changing, and I play the It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown soundtrack in the car. And it's the best thing in the world to have that playing as you're driving along and the leaves are falling, and it's just puts you in that fall mood. Puts you in that fall mood. I love it. Let's check in with the chat this morning. Miss Nancy is here. Good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you today. Miss Teresa is here, and Teresa's excited that Olivia is here, and I am too. So let's get to our quick national days as we celebrate today. All right. So listen, I mentioned it is National Bring Your Teddy Bear to Work or School Day. It happens the second Wednesday in October, and I have no idea why. So we're going to learn about it together here. Teddy bears provide us comfort. Many of us have a childhood bear we snuggled up with when we perfect size for children to hug at night while they drift to sleep. They fit neatly into their arms. But for adults, teddy bears can also brighten up your day and bring feelings of celebration to your office. In the classroom, the variety of teddy bears brings delight and fascination. The day can also be an opportunity to give a teddy bear to someone who needs encouragement. I love that as well. In 1902, in case you didn't know, history of teddy bears, American President Theodore Roosevelt refused to shoot a bear cub while hunting in Mississippi. This incident made national news. Clifford Berryman published a cartoon of the event in the Washington Post on November 16th, 1902, and the caricature became an instant classic. I don't know if you guys knew that. So that's where Teddy Bear, Teddy Roosevelt or Theodore Roosevelt, the Teddy Roosevelt inspired the cub in New York store, Morris Mitchum, to create a new toy. Morris Mitchum wrote President Roosevelt to ask permission to name the new toy a teddy bear. Since the advent of the teddy bear, a parade of famous characters followed. So love that little history of the teddy bear. And this is my teddy bear that I got when I went to 90s con. This is my 90s con. His little ears were inside of his hat. But see, he has all of the 90s sayings on him, and he has his little 90s con hat on there. So we're gonna see if they look different when I go next year in March. Because you guys know I'm going the end of March for 3 days this year, not just one. I'm going all 3 days. If they look different, I will get another one and add to my little bears over here. So my bears come to work with me today, and I hope you will bring a bear with you. I say, listen, if you're going to the grocery store, bring a teddy bear. If you're just driving around in your car, bring a teddy bear. No one just bring it, and people will ask why, and then you can tell them. You can tell them it's National Bring Your Teddy Bear to Work or School Day. It is also National Stop Bullying Day, and I cannot say this enough as a parent that bullying has, yes, kids do what they want. I get that because I'm a parent here, and kids will just run with whatever. But it really does start in the home, setting the example to not bully. And sometimes we have to listen to ourselves as parents and how we talk about other people and go, maybe I need to shift things a little bit because my kids can pick that up. So National Stop Bullying Day today. It is also National Curves Day. So all my curvy girls out there, this is a day just for you. I hope you embrace your curves, even if you're on a weight loss journey, whatever journey you are on. Embracing, I think, going back to that topic of embracing yourself, embracing the moment for what it is. It's okay to love yourself as you are, and I think that that's the real message today. So all of that being said, Miss Joanne is here this morning. Good morning, Joanne. Good to see you. We love the teddy bears. We really do over here. And we have so many stuffed animals in this house. Probably shouldn't have that many. But listen, one of my favorite people on the whole planet Earth is here today. Miss Olivia Ambani, singer, songwriter, passionate entrepreneur, and I'm excited that we're going to talk about joy and affirmation today. So please welcome Olivia Ambani back to the show. The dream of my goal, I decided to see. Good morning, Olivia.
Morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? And I always say good morning, but it's not morning where you are. So
It's fine. I get to do 2 mornings when I'm on the Project Joy show, which is wonderful.
yeah. Yeah. 2 for the price of 1 every other Wednesday. Love that.
Yes.
Love it. So last time you were on, it was right before you turned the big 40. How do you feel? I was asking this below the show. Do you feel 40? I don't know what that means, but do you feel it?
I think I just feel grateful, honestly, because I'm not sure what 40 is supposed to feel like, but I guess I can find it for myself. So
Yeah.
for me, it's just, today I went for a walk because I'm trying to make sure I walk every day. And I was like, I'm so glad I made the choices I did to have the life that I have. And so I guess that's how I'm feeling with 40, that I have the freedom to sleep and nap in the afternoon if I want to.
Yes.
And just yeah, I made a lot of different choices that at the time felt hard to make, but I'm so glad I did because I have freedom of time, which is one of my biggest values in life. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel 40 in that way.
Yeah. I love that too. I think I asked that because so many people ask that when you hit a milestone birthday, like, do you feel 30? Do you feel 40? Do you feel 50? And I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean either. I was hoping you had some kind of like grand insight, but I'm the same way. Like every birthday, I feel like ever since I hit 40, actually, every single birthday, I just feel more and more grateful every year because it really, I mean, we know that there's no moment that's promised to us. And so I just feel so thankful to get to continue this life and whatever that looks like in the moment.
Exactly.
The good, the
Exactly.
bad, and the ugly.
Mhm.
So you wanted, when we were talking about the show, you wanted to talk about friendship and also the joy of being affirmed as well, which you may have seen the title and thought we were going to talk about specific affirmations today, but affirmation coming from someone else, being affirmed, I think is something that um at least in my life, for the longest time, I kind of brushed it off. You ever receive a compliment and you're just like, "Oh, okay, thanks," and you're not really good at receiving those things, and we just kind of like move on. So, talk to me about why this topic was important to you to talk about today.
I think for me, especially on my birthday, or even just leading up to my birthday, I've had so many friends be so intentional with me. Like I had a friend who
Mm.
she doesn't live in the country anymore, and she 2 weeks before my birthday, she's like, "It's countdown to your birthday," and she would like send me treats and be like, "Okay, do you want to go for lunch?" And just she's been so affirming. And then even on my birthday, I went out for dinner with a couple of friends, and
Aw.
one of my friends did this awesome thing where she got everyone who was there to like say something affirming about me, and it was so beautiful. Yeah, just having like what 10 of your friends say something amazing to you, like I was like, oh my gosh, it was just being watered up, and just I was exuding so much gratitude. And I was just so grateful as well, because every single one who was there, and even some who were not there, have such a special connection with all those friends, and have all come through in different ways, all been so very affirming. And in that moment when, they're all saying that, I was like, I'm so grateful that I have such affirming friends, and what a big difference that's made in my life, of having people who lift me up rather than the opposite. And
Mm.
so I think I found, especially when you're trying to do anything in life, like having that is so massive, because
Yeah.
honestly, sometimes we can be our worst, best, like we can be the worst enemies to ourselves. So having people around you who remind you of your goodness, of what
Mm.
is possible, can literally just change the trajectory of your life. So yeah, I think that's
Right.
what I really want to talk about. And I've seen it not just in that moment, like through my life, I've had amazing, amazing friends. So, yeah, I think that's why I wanted to kind of bring it up, the joy of friendships and what a big difference they make in one's life.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I had not really experienced something like that until recently when we went to our friend LaPat's surprise birthday party, and the person that arranged the party, she did the same thing. She had everybody go around and share something that they loved about LaPat, and it was really such a beautiful experience. So my daughter's birthday was 2 days ago, and we did the same thing with her. Like I went, she just had a couple of friends over, but I did that with her and just kind of said, I said, like, what's your birthday wish for Margine? And everybody just kind of went around and said something, which was really nice. But that was the first time I'd ever really experienced something like that. Was at my friend's birthday party. And I think we talked before about how quickly life goes and how fast paced things feel right now. And I think sometimes we forget to slow down and express our gratitude or our wishes or our feelings towards people.
Yeah, absolutely. So well put. And I'm so happy that you did that for your daughter as well. Got to experience it. Yay,
Yeah.
you're such an awesome mom.
I try over here.
But yeah, I think time is now. Like this is what
Mm.
we have. We hope we have tomorrow. We hope we have years to come. But with whatever time we have, I think we should celebrate. And I think it's become more like I've been thinking a lot. Like I went to like a funeral for a really young guy this year, and I was thinking to myself, did he know? Did he know how much we cared about him? Did he
Mm.
know how amazing? Because it was, I mean, people said the most fantastic things about him, but I
Yeah.
wondered when he was alive if he knew. And, other times, and it hit me more. I don't know if it was his age or just where I am in my life. And I was just like, I don't want to wait. I'm like, please tell me now. I don't want to be like on the other side. And then I'm like, oh, they liked
Yeah.
me. I want to know when I'm here. So I think it's that, like, please tell the people you care about that you care about them. Like, don't wait for some massive special moment. Today is just as good as any other day. No. So
Right.
yeah, I
Right.
think, and sometimes that's the difference between someone actually being here and not, because
Mm.
sometimes people just don't know. Like you could be like, oh, I'm sure they know they're amazing. You'll be shocked at how many people don't know, and it doesn't hurt to repeat that fact, right?
Right.
Like times when you just tell someone something, and then like a few days or years later they go, that day when you said this, that really meant so much to me, and I was in this space. So I think let's I think the way people show up for people's like funerals, weddings, and stuff, let's show up for people, like make it a habit to celebrate people even without those things happening.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
right. If you guys remember Oleg Lohid, who has been on the show before, and he was actually his organization, Overcoming Odds, was one of the two organizations that, in addition to the White Scholarship Foundation, that the uh, musical evening of giving benefited back in 2021. Oleg started a new company called Moments Worth Remembering, and the concept is very similar to what we're talking about, where people can come together and create these words of affirmation for loved ones in their lives, and he puts them together in a book. And so last Christmas I received one of these books, and I don't really even think I'm still done processing it, because but this is the book here, and they put pictures of you and everything on that's Moments Worth Remembering. And like my mom's in here, my dad's in here, my husband helped to arrange the whole thing. But it says, in the pages of Moments Worth Remembering lies an invaluable collection of heartfelt memories and affirmations from those who know you best. Each letter serves as a testament to the profound impact you have made in the lives of others. It is our hope that through these intimate reflections, you will be reminded that your worth is not measured by material possessions or worldly achievements, but rather by the relationships you forge and the love you share. As you journey through these pages, you will uncover a tapestry of emotions as friends and loved ones recount cherished memories and celebrate the unique difference you have made in their lives. From laughter-filled anecdotes to tearful declarations of gratitude and appreciation, these letters reveal the power of how your life has touched the hearts of many. This book is more than just a collection of letters. It is a living tribute to the indelible mark you leave on the world through your actions and relationships. It serves as a reminder that we each possess an intrinsic value rooted in our ability to bring light and love to those around us. With every turn of the page, we invite you to reflect on the beauty of your relationships and the profound impact you have on others. This book will inspire you to cherish every moment, hold your loved ones close, and to never underestimate the extraordinary difference you make. In the end, Moments Worth Remembering is a celebration of you. It is a testament to the power of love, connection, and the human spirit, and a lasting reminder that our lives are truly defined by the moments we share and the hearts we touch. So that's what
Oh,
the intro says, and it's a vibe, man. It's I sat there and sobbed like a big old baby when I received this book. And
oh,
and it's really beautiful. And people are in this book that I would have never imagined would have like been able to put into words, like, to, or even felt that kind of way about me or whatever. And so it was really nice. And then there's also people, there's a couple people in the book that I'm actually not even connected to anymore. It's like something happened in our relationship and we're just not connected. And so even that serves as a reminder of like how life, like the cyclical nature of life, that relationships can come and go sometimes, and that they still held an important place in our life at one period of time. So when we take the time, like you're talking about, to express that to each other, even if that relationship comes to an end for whatever reason, what's said is said. Like, and it's, it's
yeah.
nice to have that reminder that everything serves its purpose and its time.
I love that. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
such a beautiful concept. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. I
Yeah.
love
Go momentsworthremembering.com. Make sure you guys go check that out, because you can check out the books and everything, and they're really beautiful. So,
I definitely will. I definitely
yeah.
will be checking it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I as we were talking about affirming as well, in the world of personal development, a lot of times it's talked about how these feelings of, self-love and all of it's important to go within all the time and to not depend on other people to lift us up. But I really think that surrounding ourselves with people who are affirming can really serve as that energy we need when it's hard for us to go within for whatever reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think the people around us also like they give us the energy we need at different
Mhm.
times. And because, as you said, there's seasons and there's cycles, and there's some seasons when you just don't have it within you or just
Yeah.
can't in you. So that's why they say it's so important who you have around you. They can shed a light where you may not be able to see. They can give you the hope you need. So yeah, and I think also we're a community. Will always will be
Mm.
a community, whether we want it or not. And so I think we should lean into that.
Yeah.
And sometimes as well, even if you do the work within you, if your environment and the people around you are knocking you down, like it's just
Yeah.
like that doesn't help. So I think why not, yes, make sure you are affirming yourself, but also have that affirming happening outside you.
Right. Right.
Mm.
And I think too, like, you know, if we weren't meant to lift each other up and be in community, I don't think we would have a life on a planet with so many other people. Like, you know, I just, yes, that there's always work that can be done within and with ourselves and our own, like our own self-love, our own journey. But I think relationships are such a huge part of that, and I think it's normal to crave that from other people, to desire that sort of affirming or uplift, those uplifting words.
Yeah, I really do. And I think that's something that I accepted because I think for when I was early on in my like self-love journey, I was very like, I'll do it myself and I'll be fine. And, and then I'd be hard on myself for wanting maybe love or attention from other people. But then I got to a point where I was like, nah, but if I desire it, there's a reason why I desire it. I shouldn't make myself feel bad for desiring it. And I
Right.
think we should also be gracious for that and
Mm.
allow people to desire what they desire. So, and when you do that, then you're also allowing yourself to get what you want. If someone
Yeah.
else doesn't want that, that's absolutely fine. That's their journey. But for you, if you do, allow it,
Yeah.
like allow that to come to you. Because I think even now, there's this energy sometimes of like, no, you shouldn't need anyone, you shouldn't want anyone.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I think like we always will in some shape or form. Like, do
Yeah.
you know how like when you need a hug, like if it's from a teddy bear or just from like
Yes.
someone, like physical touch is actually so important. They actually say how people can heal from that. Like we have a beautiful, beautiful cat. Her name is Braveheart, and like just like patting her, and then she comes for cuddles. Like yesterday, she was like following me everywhere for cuddles, and I loved it. I was on the sofa, she was there. I went to bed, she came and she was just there. And it's just like, you know what? We need beings. We need other people or beings or
Yeah.
animals. Like that's how you were created. And it literally changes your vibration, changes the way you're breathing, everything. So I think that we were made to have other people in our lives. And so let's
Yes.
just
Yes, can we just I love that so much. I feel the same way. Like we just need to accept it and give ourselves permission to desire that, if that's what if we want the hug, if we want those things, that it's okay to
Mhm.
want those things, and to go looking for them if we don't have them. Like, find someone that you can bring into your circle, that whose love language is physical touch, and you can get that hug,
Yeah.
all the time or whatever. It's important, I think, to allow, like you said, allow yourself to lean into those needs that you have, instead of feeling bad about it, like, oh well, that just means you have more work to do on yourself. No, I think it just means that I want a hug. Thank you very much.
It's true. It's true. I really, because I think we get to a point where we can, oh, the healing can start to hurt us. So our approach to it can start to hurt us because, like, we're now maybe making ourselves, like, something I've been learning is that if you use the same energy that hurt you to heal you, then it's kind of just like a vicious
Mm,
cycle. So like if what made you hurt was rejection and abandonment and always talking yourself down, so if you use that same energy in healing, like, you shouldn't want this, you shouldn't, like, isn't that the same energy that hurt you anyway? So why not use a different approach of, I accept it, this is how I feel, this is what I want. Like, it feels even easier, and it's not lazy, it's not because you're not aware. It's just you understand that you're accepting. And I think self acceptance is one of the biggest healings that could ever happen for anyone.
yeah.
So accept, and allow ease. Like if that's what you desire, that's what you desire, so that you're not always working against yourself, and being like, no, 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 like, and giving yourself those things, will really open yourself up to so much goodness. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. Let's allow hugs. If you want to
Yes.
hug, fancy hugs.
Yes, we need all the hugs. Everybody needs to put some hug emojis in the comments so we can feel the hugs up here for sure. I'm excited because the end of November is when the Friendship Paradox is coming out, and one of there's a few different things that we talked about, and I think we'll have the opportunity in November to talk about this when you're on as well.
Mhm.
But some of the things that we talk about are um did you have any expectations when you were younger of what friendship would look like as an adult, and has it been the same or different for you? So I would love to hear your thoughts on that, because that's one of the
Ah,
questions that I asked the people in the documentary.
ooh, that's a deep question.
Mm.
I'm not sure I had I had expectations of my parents. I didn't have expectations
Mm,
on friendships, interestingly. I think to me, I was just working to grow up to earn my own money. Honestly, that was one of my big goals. With my friendships, no, I really didn't have. I think with some people, I thought we'd be friends longer for sure.
mm,
And I think I assumed that we would evolve at the same pace. I never thought about it,
yes.
but I assumed that. And I think there were some friends who we didn't, like, I changed and they maybe didn't, or we just didn't evolve at the same time. And so then we went different seasons and it just didn't align. And so that, I remember there was a period of like almost 4 years that were very painful, of very, very close friends where we were just not aligned. And no matter
Yeah.
how much I tried to like push for the friendship, it just wasn't working. They were pushing me away and I was like, no, 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 no. So I think that was really hard. But then once I accepted it, and this, it took years though. After that,
Yeah.
I was able to then find new people who were more like aligned to where I was. But there was a period of loneliness. So I think that's been my experience. And I think also learning to accept people for who they are rather than what I feel they should be for me. I
Right.
think that one of the biggest, like, yeah. But what about you? Did you have expectations on your
I
friends? Do you
I
know?
did, I did, and that question came from, so when I was a teenager and used to watch Beverly Hills 90210, okay, and they were friends in high school, and then they would like do their summer jobs together, and then as they got older, they shared apartments, and they like were still
Mhm.
super close growing up, went to each other's things, and I was like, I just convinced myself that that's how it was going to be, that we were going to
Mhm.
be friends forever, and that going to be any like we were always going to be close and everything else. And then go figure, I was one of the first ones to move away and go across the country. And so, and then I thought to myself, oh, when we come home, things will still be the same and everything else. And so from that experience to now, I am back home 20 years later, it's it's not been what I thought it was going to be. And so that's where that question came from, was just this expectation in my head of like, oh, I think that's how friendships are supposed to look, because I even saw similarly with my mom and her friends. She had a lot of the same friends from like school time, so I'm like, oh, well, that's how it's going to be. And just wasn't that way. And so I think I not necessarily like spoken expectations of like, oh, me and you are going to be friends forever and this is how it's going to be, but just in my mind of this is what I think it's going to look like. And then it didn't look
Mhm.
anything like it at
Yeah,
all.
wow. Yeah, I know. I think that's it, right? When you grow, I think there's so much when you grow up, you just discover as you're growing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not a bad, like, I think when I initially ask that question to people, especially those of us, I love you guys so much, that are in the world of personal development and you're working so hard on yourself. So you hear that word expectation and you're like, no, absolutely not. I have no expectations. Like, no, when we're little, sometimes we convince ourselves that things are going to be a certain way. And
Yep.
then when they're not, that's heartbreaking for us.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I think for me, definitely was my expectation. As I said, I had more on my parents than on my
Yeah.
friends. And for my expectation was my parents would suddenly become the parents I had thought they should be. Like they would think like
Mm,
me, basically, or that they would provide certain things in a way that I was like, yeah, that's what parents should do, like based on what I thought was, But what I soon realized was they are the same person. Okay. Like
right.
this is who they are. So then the work was on me to understand that and to stop getting upset at this is who they are.
Yeah. That
And
whole
just
lesson of like the people are doing the best they can with what they have in the moment, like that's a we're still working on that.
yeah, that's a lifelong lesson,
Yeah.
Jessica. I think that
I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that because
yeah,
I didn't want to
that,
be alone in that one.
nah, that one. And I think the thing though is the older I am, I think I'm more gracious.
Yeah.
I'm more gracious with
Yeah.
my parents because now I'm like, oh my God, they were doing this when I was that age, like this age, and now I can relate because I've been that age, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Nancy is saying too, she thought the same thing, not knowing we were gonna grow apart the way that they did. Like she thought that they were gonna be like together forever kind of situation, and that's not what happens sometimes. And it's okay. I think just like, the desires that we have, it's okay to want that. It's okay to be like, I would love to be friends forever, but sometimes we have to reevaluate our own growth too. And it's hard for me sometimes because I'm like you were talking about before. I'm like, no, don't leave me, come back. but we have to sometimes let go, not for the other person, but also for ourselves, because it could hold us back from being, how we're supposed to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanna it's a hard thing because when you're so used to something, either routine or the way things are, you're like, do we have to change or do I have to move on? Do I like you just there's a familiarity in it that feels comforting. So yeah,
Yeah.
but it's for both of you. Like if you're no longer aligned, then
Right.
letting it go. But I think just being patient with both of you in that process
Yes.
because there might be the like I don't think it's always a straight like, okay, I'm moving on. I think I once was going for grief counseling and they were saying like healing or grieving isn't always like that. Like you're
Mm,
going, it could be up, down, 10 steps backwards, two forward. Like that is how it looks like. And I think ever since I got that visual, I'm more at ease with the process of either letting go or moving on or just whatever journey. Like I don't feel so bad when those steps happen because before I'm like, why is it not going the way that I
yeah.
expect? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is the grief. We had that conversation. It was a side conversation in one of the friendship documentary interviews where we were talking about grief in particular, and how a lot of times we don't give ourselves permission to grieve those relationships that end and the person's still here. I think we give
Mhm.
ourselves permission to grieve if someone dies, but like we don't give ourselves permission often enough to grieve the people that are still here that we're not in relationships for. Like I said, that book that I received, the one person in there that I'm not connected with anymore, that had that had freshly happened right before I
Mm.
received the book.
Oh my
And so it took me to some kind of place, first of all. And and it was tough for many months after that, of where like something would happen and this was a person that I would typically go to and like celebrate with or whatever, and I couldn't do that anymore. And so it was really
God.
like I had to give myself a good several months to be like, okay, new routine. This is not what we do anymore. And it was hard. And it's still, there's moments
Mhm.
where it still comes up. And I'm like, why did that happen? I don't even know. Like, so it's
Mhm.
tough. It's tough. We got to
Yeah.
give ourselves permission. I think that's the big message for me today, to desire the things that we want and give ourselves time. I think too. What's your biggest takeaways from our conversation today?
I think the same thing is giving myself time and then also just continuing to be more intentional about celebrating life now
Mm,
and those in my life. I think that
yes.
those are the two things. Yeah.
Yes, love
Yeah.
that. We would love to know what your takeaways are. We're going to take a quick break and come back after this with more Project Joy Live. Don't go anywhere.
On April 4th, I was 90 years old, grandson of slaves. My parents were first generation free. A long time ago, I embraced the definition of love. Love is the experience of well being. And a friend is one who mutually shares that experience of well being with you, which opens up almost infinite creative possibilities.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com. Welcome back to Project Joy Live. I'm Jessica Dugas, and I'm here with the fabulous Olivia Ambani today. We have been talking about joy and being affirmed and friendship. And of course, we tied 900 other things into that conversation because that's what we do.
Yes.
So glad you guys are here with us today. We have some birthdays to celebrate. Olivia, you ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
Happy birthday to you.
All right. In the world of celebrity, we were talking about this before the show. So I did not know this, but today is John Lennon's birthday, who passed away in 1980. But his son, Sean Lennon, is 49 years old today. I didn't realize that they shared the same birthday. So happy birthday, John Lennon and Sean Lennon. Sharon Osbourne, 72 years old today. Actor Tony Shalhoub, 71 years old. So I loved this. I can't get into horror movies a whole lot because then I don't sleep and it's a bad situation. So, but there's one movie that I really love because I love the storyline of it, and it's called 13 Ghosts. Have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't.
Oh my goodness. It has Tony Shalhoub in it, but also I'm having a moment. Now come on. My brain's not braining. But I'm going to tell you about it Friday because he's going to be Matthew Lillith in it as well. I'm going to tell you something about Matthew Lillith on Friday, so make sure you tune in to the show that day. But it's such a good movie. I love the storyline of it. So let me know if you guys like that movie too. The celebrities in my life, friend from school days, Kevin Bigelow, Susan Cushing Dugas, who so funny. When I met her, it was randomly online in comments on Facebook is where I met her. And her name is Susan Cushing Dugas. Her maiden name is Cushing. Her married name is Dugas. My full name is Jessica Suzanne Cushing Dugas. So my maiden name is also Cushing. My last name is Dugas, but my middle name is Suzanne, which is similar to Susan. And we just thought it was so funny. We became friends.
I love that. Oh my goodness. How cool. That was just meant to happen.
I know. It was so funny. We just saw each other's names in passing, and I'm like, wait, who are you? Are we related? So it was just one of those
Right.
funny things. So happy birthday, Susan. Also, Art Lamoureux, Mr. L from School Days, is the big 80 today. Mr. Lamoureux was one of my high school teachers, and he also was my confirmation sponsor in church when I was growing up, when I received my confirmation. And so Mr. L, I am going to message him today, and I will share a picture with you guys later if this happens, but he actually only lives right down the street from me. So I'm going to try to get together with him, and I will get a photo and I'll share it. I'll share it on the show. But happy birthday, Mr. L. Do you have anybody you're celebrating birthdays, Olivia?
Not this week, but in
Okay.
October for sure. There's like a couple of friends. There's a good friend, Sarah, who's going to be having a birthday, but that's not, I think next week, the 19th. Is the 19th
Yeah.
next week?
Yeah, I think so. Where are we? I don't know. Let me look at the calendar.
Yeah, we're going to.
Yes, we'll make sure to include her when you're on the next show, which will be on the 23rd. So we'll for sure do that then. Okay. Very good. All right. We ready? Here we go. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear John Lennon, Sean Lennon, Sharon Osbourne, Tony Shalhoub, Kevin Bigelow, Susan Cushing Dugas, and Art Lamoureux. Happy birthday to you. Yes. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. We hope you have an amazing day. Nancy said she remembers that gift to John of his son's birthday. I love that. And Nancy has seen 13 Ghosts like 100 times. Me too. I love that movie so much. It's interesting because I think you'll agree, Nancy, right? It has a very cool storyline. Like it just, some horror movies are just scary and graphic, and it's unnecessary. But this one has a really good story, so go check that out. Do you have anything coming up? Anything you're celebrating? Anything that you're launching? Anything that you want to share today, Olivia?
Yeah, actually, I have a show for anyone who's in Nairobi on Sunday. It's going to be a beautiful acoustic show with a piano, guys. I rarely get to play a show with a piano. Normally it's a keyboard. I love me keyboards, but there's something about piano. So I'm having a show. It's at the Conservatoire of Kenya. So I'm so excited. I'm having a show. So if you're around and you want to come to a show with me, come. It's on Sunday, 13th of October from 5 p.m.
Love that. I wish I was in Nairobi on the 13th.
Don't worry. Maybe we'll do a show in the States, sometime at this ASAP. And I have you and a couple of other people who are like, when are you coming? I'm like, guys, I'm doing my best. It's going to happen.
We need to make it happen. Yes, absolutely. I keep trying to bring people here. Like I'm trying to hoard everybody in my little state of Connecticut. Like I'm just trying to get everybody to come here, which would be great.
Something, and then you just send us invitation letters, and then we'll all come.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll try not to get disappointed if nobody comes. Okay.
Give us a year's notice, please. We will come,
Okay.
Just for those who need visas. If we have at least a year's notice, it's easy to organize.
We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have on the network today. We have virtual co-working happening this afternoon, 12:50 p.m. Eastern time. Just bring yourself and your to-do list, and we will have some fun, holding each other accountable, but also celebrating all of the things that we're able to accomplish. Do we work together today? 12:50 to 4:20 p.m. Eastern time. Friday, I'll be back on Project Joy. And as I said, I have super fun announcements because I am going to all 3 days of 90s Con in March 2025. And I'm going to tell you all about who has been announced for 90s Con so far. So I'm very excited. It's going to be super, super excited. I'm bringing my kids this time. They are very excited. And so it's going to be a blast. I'm going to tell you all about that on Friday. We have co-working on Friday as well. And don't forget to join us every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time for Soul Saturday Morning Coffee. All of our events, you can go to the breakthroughshownetwork.club and go to the calendar. You'll find the room we're working in, and you can join us there for a good time. Thank you so much, Olivia, for being with us again today. I always appreciate you being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. It's always so much fun, and I
Yes.
love co-hosting you. So yeah.
Love it. Love it. And one day, everybody manifest together that we'll be able to host in person one day together, and it'll be so amazing and wonderful. Yes, we're sending that
Yes.
energy out there.
Cannot wait.
Yes. I love you guys so much. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and we'll see you again next time. Please remember to make joy a priority in your life today and every day because you are the joy. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.